All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stop Questioning Everything, the official Drug Receipts podcast. We are the brand at the convergence of art and technology, bridging the gap between IRL and URL. We're the only brand consistently delivering mind-altering content. We promote the pillars of art and subversion, science and skepticism, and community and sport. I'm your host, Arlo Eisenberg. My image mirrored? No, it looks okay, right? And today is October 27th, 2022. This is episode number 20. It's October 28th in New Zealand, but it's still it's still episode number 20 in New Zealand. And we've got plenty on the slate. This is a very special, spooky episode because Halloween's right around the corner, and Halloween is our favorite holiday. Got some old Ghost brand merch that I'm wearing here with the old Frankie Ghost character with the knife, but reminiscent of some of the new stuff we're doing with Drug Receipts. The Kill Team release, we will talk more about that. In fact, that is on its way. If you guys have put in your orders for the Kill Team gear, that is on its way to you. It should be arriving any moment now. We're going to recap SciCon, which was the Skeptic Conference. Some of us drug snugglers attended. We went out there with Dia and Lulu and Steven. And we're going to preview our brand new updated roadmap to hell for the Halloween edition. It's not really a roadmap to hell, but it makes it a little more fun and spooky and in keeping with the theme of this episode. So we are celebrating new beginnings. It's the roadmap, or the update to the roadmap is a time to evaluate and take stock of the things that we've done and take a look ahead at where we're going and get us all on the same page. And so who better to a new iteration, this new venture, this new chapter of Drug Receipts than old Greg. So we will be having a visit from our good friend, old Greg from Arcade. Arcade are very good partners for Drug Receipts, and we're very good competitors in the drug wars and in the battle of the bosses. So I guess we've got so much to get into, and I don't want to be here alone on Halloween or on our spooky Halloween episode. So let's bring in some company. Let's introduce our guest, our special guest, old Greg. Cool. Oh, cool background. What's up, old Greg?
I know. I had to change it up last second.
What'd you say?
I had to change it up last second.
Oh, exactly. Nice.
I love it. Yeah. Had to get a little fancy.
So, Greg, I think what we're going to do is we'll learn a little bit about you, because I only know a very little bit. So whatever you can share with us, and then we'll bring the team in and we will just kind of like wrap and go through, our news updates, what we call our routine checkup. And we'll just let you hang out and be kind of like a special guest here, an extra host with us throughout the episode. But so we know you, my first introduction to you was as a DJ, right? You were DJing some of the Discord calls and the Fluff birthday, I believe. And in fact, the first time you came into our Discord and were DJing, it was right around the time that the whole Greg phenomenon was identified in Drug Receipts. So it was kind of an interesting mix there, or juxtaposition. I mean, Greg just hit the scene, and it is like the symbol of disaster and misfortune. And then here you come, old Greg, and you're just this great DJ. How did you get the name Old Greg?
So I don't know if anybody's seen, gosh, I can't even remember the name of the show. It's like a British like skit show.
Yeah, I remember it.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't remember what it's called.
One
of my friends
showed me makeup.
Yes, yeah. So one of my friends showed me that, like, God, it had to have been like when I was in like middle school or high school or something. And I saw that and I was just like, this is the weirdest, funniest shit I've ever seen. And I don't know, like I just like it kind of became like an inside joke, and I started playing music, and I was like, well, you know what? I was like, I'm a little bit older than all these young kids because I'm in a college town in Tallahassee. But like so I was a little bit older, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it, we're riding with old Greg. So yeah,
Now and now you're hanging out here with us, and old Greg just does not. I mean, let's not even get started about ages around here. You're definitely the young guy in these parts, but it's a great name, and you use it well. You wear it well.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit also about your, we were introduced to you as a DJ, but obviously you are more than a DJ. What is your involvement with arcade, and kind of what's your involvement in the broader, Web3 ecosystem?
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, as far as Web3 stuff, mainly just involved with arcade. That whole group of degenerates got me really involved with NFTs and stuff, and so that's been fun. Got introduced to like Fluff early on. I bought a VIP Fluff back in like November.
Cool.
Kazi actually, I went with him to Basel or whatever in Miami.
Yeah.
We went to the Fluff event there, and it was great. Like I had a blast. So like once I got back, I was like, I'm just gonna buy more. Yeah, I ended up just buying a lot more after that, and then got involved with arcade, and yeah. So
did you see Jesse out in Miami?
No, I didn't. I don't think I knew Jesse until Jesse? I guess probably in the last month or two or something.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have known her yet. I mean, it was Miami. I think was even before we had launched. What was the date on Miami?
Yeah. For the Basel, that was early December, like the
This
third.
Is ridiculous. Joel, let's bring in Trevor and Jesse. I don't know why I'm trying to BS my way through this. Jesse is here, unless she's still doing it, right? But you can bring in Trevor. And if Jesse's ready, let's get Jesse on because I want to get the timing right. But I'm pretty sure that wow, cool. That's cool. You guys look great.
Yeah.
Actually, that is.
I heard it was a Halloween party.
Yeah, that's so sick.
We're so boring up here up top. Jeez, failures.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Look at it.
I gotta be more prepared next time.
Oh my god.
You guys always show me.
And it's already had the treatment too. It's already had the Eisenberg treatment, the signature style.
Yeah. No next.
I gotta take this off because I feel like what's his name from
Hannibal Lecter.
Everybody from the side.
Hannibal, right? Hannibal, right? Hannibal Lecter.
How many fava beans?
Nice.
That was too good. Honestly, you said you were pulling out a Jason mask. I didn't know it was gonna be like this, like Jason BDSM style mask.
Yeah, everything I have is BDSM. You should know me well enough by now.
There's really cool. The tea.
This is not the first time this thing in the rodeo. No, I'm joking.
So Jesse, can you confirm when you went out to Art Basel? That was before we'd actually officially launched. That was before we minted. You were actually doing work there for Fluff. So no one in our community didn't even exist. But it is possible, Greg, that you guys might have run into each other. That's why I was asking. Because y'all were both out there.
Did you go to the Fluff event or?
Yeah. So we were doing, that was like Paradise's very last minute throw in. I'll reveal this lore forever, but we were doing this like mini party in the hotel lobby. So if you couldn't get into the party, if you were like a hotel goer and you still wanted to get in on the fun, we were kind of throwing the soiree in the lobby. But I would occasionally pop out. I was wearing like this like glittery kind of salsa outfit. I don't know how to describe it, but either way,
we may have been wearing the same thing actually. Pretty sure I was wearing a glittery salsa outfit, so that's funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't have pictured you in anything else, man. Like you just scream glittery salsa outfit all day.
Yes,
Jesse, what is a glittery salsa outfit? I'm trying to picture it. And
give me 1 second. I'll come back on screen in 45 seconds.
Okay.
It's chopped tomatoes, cilantro, and glitter.
Exactly right. I figure we're such gringos. Like all I can picture is a jar of salsa, but she's probably referring to like salsa, dancing stuff like that.
Yeah, salsa dancing, I think, is correct. That speaks to Jesse's roots, I imagine. So
That would make
yeah.
more sense.
Hey, Greg, how are you? I've been giving you plenty of shit in the comments. It's probably fair I say hi. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for joining us.
I deserve it, man. I think some people are too nice sometimes, and I'm just like, yo, like, you guys knew that Greg was like a bad word before I even came in, so
Yeah,
you guys
you're
change your
not-
mind just because of me.
even when you're not here, you're still here. That's the daily challenge that we face in our business.
What do you have,
So-
Jesse? How are you going to show us?
I was culturally insensitive. Let me just say that. I was culturally
Because-
insensitive. This
Oh,
is
It was flamenco.
well, it's kind of a flamenco outfit, but it's not. So you can tell by this neckline that this is quite like almost like Indian sari inspired. It's vintage, Judith Ann
Uh-huh.
Creations, made in India, but it's like this really pretty layered two-piece outfit. Again, this will go into the Drug Receipts Museum whenever that happens. It's part of our roadmap that we'll reveal later. But it came with this really cute, hold on guys, wait, Jesse's closet time. It's this really cute layered fit, and it has 3 layers of silk and custom beading. It's very cute. And this is my Fuck World fit.
I think
That's
this
it.
should be a regular segment in the podcast now. I think we've got to have the who wore it best clothing breakdown with Jesse.
Or Jesse's outfit of the day.
The outfit of the
Oh,
month,
yeah.
outfit of the fortnight.
I'm not going to like go grab my dress right now. Okay, come on.
Yeah, show us your
Okay.
salsa glitter.
And Jesse, I feel like you get a pass. I think Halloween, of all occasions, is probably when everybody kind of gets a pass on cultural appropriation, and as long as it's not blackface, you're probably okay, honestly.
Adidas has dropped ties with Arlo Eisenberg.
Is that did I cross the line? Is that too far? Is that not? If you walk down, the Spirit, isn't Spirit the name of the Halloween shop? If you walk down the Spirit aisles, isn't it all like Indian headdresses and like sombreros and like all kinds of
we
like
get lots of
cultural-
Mexican and South American stuff, all of those painted skulls and all of that kind of Frida type stuff,
It's just a celebration of all cultures. That's what it is. It's the one day out of the year where we all get to experiment with other cultural identities.
I think it should be year round, but that's just me.
So, old Greg, what are you going to wear on Halloween? You're talking all this trash. What's it going to be?
Yeah, it'll probably be something similar to this. I have about 20 of these shirts. I wear a different color every day, so it looks like I'm not wearing the same clothes. But yeah, I'm very fashionable, I think is the word. So
yeah,
you have
definitely
for
Yeah,
the Halloween, I
as an
actually have no
man.
plans what I'm wearing. So
Let's
wow.
I
hook
guess,
old Greg up with some swag for
let's have a vote, I guess, what I should dress up as. Should I dress up as old Greg? I guess I have to wear.
Yeah,
like,
that would be perfect. Of
a little
course,
mini
obviously,
skirt and all.
So meta.
that would be amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want to see that.
Maybe
So,
I can string it
Greg,
together in a day.
let me press you just a little bit more. I want to get a little more, give our audience a little more insight into who you are and your background. We talked about the fact that you're with Arcade now, but I'd like to hear a little bit about what you do specifically with Arcade, and then I think I'd like to touch on kind of your day job or what your actual expertise is in outside of Web3. But first, tell us what you do with Arcade.
Yeah, so with Arcade, I'm the CAO, so I'm boring like administrative stuff. Nothing special. But yeah, I mean, basically, I'm just trying to keep people organized, optimize workflow, keep things going smoothly. I work with a lot of software, just setting stuff up. I've done that, for years with my other business. I have a financial services company that I do basically the same stuff. and then outside of that, my day job is engineering. So so I build not build, but I design bridges. So
I mean,
but yeah,
that sounds like a pretty important job, right? uh,
yeah,
um,
moderately, moderately. Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of job where you can understand, right, the value in it, right? You don't want to. No one wants to drive over a bridge, right, that could be compromised or that hasn't been built well.
Yeah.
Whereas,
You do definitely take a leap of faith in the engineers and the builders whenever you drive on a bridge. Not like you get out, give it a kick.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like probably everybody listening is like scared to drive over a bridge now because they're just like, oh wow, this guy is
That's the guy. This is the guy.
that
don't,
is
don't
the
let
guy.
that guy do it.
I've heard his techno, and I'm sure his bridges aren't any better. So
Yeah. Has Skrillex built any decent bridges lately? No, he fucking hasn't. He's an amateur. He's an amateur, that guy.
Greg, do you ever like on a first date, you ever just go randomly drive out across a bridge and be like, hey,
Let me take you to a special place.
I haven't yet, but
from here.
I think
interesting thing about this bridge, but I don't want to brag, but yeah.
Yeah, no,
that work?
It's a good idea. I'm gonna do it now.
Okay.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Dude, that's the most impressive first date ever.
Hopefully it doesn't collapse that day, have a second date maybe. But
all right, so how does a financial specialist and a bridge engineer get into DJing?
So when I was in college, I worked a lot of events. Literally just like promoter, like nothing special at all. But I just grew to love music, and especially like house and techno. And I kind of got tired of just like hearing like the same thing out. In a college town. I'm not talking shit about any DJs, utmost respect for anybody that plays music, but I like hearing very different stuff, and I like to, that's my style. I'm always looking for something different, something that somebody's never heard. But yeah, like being in a college town, it was always, hearing the same top 100, house or EDM or whatever tracks. And I just got really tired of that. So, I don't know. I had a couple of friends that DJ'd, and so I would play a little bit with them. And then I ended up like, I went and bought my first little board, and I was so happy. And I was trash back then. But it just grew into a lot more. And, my appreciation for music and like, it's literally just grown into be like my yoga, I guess, is probably like the best way to put it. So, but yeah, I think it was just, getting tired of hearing the same stuff. And I was like, well, you know what, I'm just going to go and play what I want to hear. So,
Nice.
I think that's a lot of what it boiled down to.
That's awesome.
And good thing it did. That's so cool. I mean, you become basically like the unofficial kind of Futureverse ecosystem DJ. How did that come about?
I mean, I really didn't do much until we came up with the idea of the Discord crawls.
Yeah. Whose idea was that?
I don't like taking credit for anything.
I was just saying, no one else is here. You may as well claim it.
Yeah. So it was all me. No, I mean, I think I actually discussed it a lot with Fresco, and I was just like, hey man, like, I kind of want to do this thing. I was like, he does like event planning and stuff. So like, I can run ideas by him, and he's able to, kind of work them out where I'm just like, oh dude, I have this idea and I don't know what to do, So, he helped a lot with it, but yeah, I came up with the initial idea. I think it worked out, pretty well, but, I think it's a great idea because I think, in all these communities, it's all about, supporting each other, not just in your community, but like other communities. And, I was like, hey, like if we can hop between, 6 or 7 Discords, and, hopefully some people will hop along to the next Discord and still listening to the stream. It's a really cool idea to introduce you to new people or a project that like you didn't know about. And, I think we've been able to do maybe 15 communities or so, but we're able to, kind of rotate through them. And I know you guys are on them a lot. And so it's been a lot of fun, but, that's always my goal. And then like past that, I just want to play different stuff for people. And, you know, if one person can hear a track out of, you know, 5,000 people and one person is just like, holy shit, like that was the coolest track ever, I've never heard anything like that, then like I'm really happy about that, you know.
So I think you've just been played like the ultimate compliment right there. I don't know if you're following the chat, dude, but Jacob
I'm not.
from Zero X Thulu has just dropped into the chat that his child was conceived during an old Greg Discord crawl.
Wow.
That is some shit right there.
Wow.
Like,
I really hope the best for your child.
if nothing else, that is a career highlight.
It sounds like there's about to be a new baby with the name Old Greg.
They just make it old,
middle name.
Old Greg out to old.
So is it true that you made Kazi drive you around New York to look at bridges when y'all went out to NFT NYC?
Yeah, how did you hear about this?
I didn't know. Is it a secret? We've got good research around here.
No, it's not a secret, but I feel like I've said that to maybe like 2 people. So I'm like, how
are any of those people in this room?
I don't know. I'm trying
Drug
to think.
receipts is an ardoir of futures.
Yeah. We go for the deep cuts.
Yes, no, it is true. It was the last day in New York and my flight had gotten delayed and then canceled, and I was just like, all right, well shit, I guess I'm gonna grab a hotel for the night. And he was like, yo man, I know some dope bridges. He was like, we can go and smoke cigarettes.
It's legal there. You weren't breaking any laws.
So yeah, we just drove around, saw some. Yes, the Devil's Lettuce, that's the one. But yeah, you know, we drove around and saw some bridges. But yeah, Kazi's fucking great dude.
So he suggested it to you. You didn't suggest it to him. It's like these guys.
No, it wasn't even necessarily my idea. I was just like, dude, you can drop me off at the hotel. Like,
no way.
I know you got stuff going on. He was just like, nah, dude. He's like, let's drive out. He was like, there's this spot where we used to party back in high school and stuff. And I was just like, all right, fine, let's go check it out. Yeah, I went to a couple spots. Yeah, I'm telling you, like the arcade teams, like they're amazing people. I've definitely, like, you know, most of the people on there I've known for many years, and they're like lifelong friends for sure. So it's always nice when we can all get in like one spot, you know, and hang and party and do responsible things, you know. So,
but when you're
so
out
I have
looking
a question.
At,
oh
go
no,
ahead.
Oops. Well, you said that you had known the arcade team for a while. How far do you guys go back? Who did you meet first? What's the arcade Greg lore?
So Josh is kind of goes back to music a little bit. A lot of the events that I was like, you know, working as like a promoter and some other stuff, it was actually Josh's company, who's the CEO of Arcade. And actually Kevin was his business partner on that. But they kind of got out of it later. But yeah, that's how I initially kind of met them. And yeah, I've known Josh for so long. We've been on, you know, a bunch of business ventures and different stuff. But you know, all the guys on Arcade are just they're phenomenal people. We've had like a trading group in like Facebook Messenger that's been going on like, I think I got in probably like 6 years ago, but I think it's been going on like way longer than that. But just a solid group of friends. So and now we have a cool company. So that's pretty dope.
Doesn't get much better than that, right?
Not at all. Not at all.
Well, I'm trying. I was sending a message. I mean, an image to Joel, and we'll see if we can get it in the show. But old Greg, when you're driving around, when Kazi takes you around to look at bridges, for instance, or when you're just doing it out on your own because it's your passion. Do you ever see things and you're like, heck of an idea, I got to figure out how to incorporate that? Or if Kazi's driving you around, do you ever see a bridge and you're like, hold it, turn around right now. We are not going on that thing.
No. I would just like, you know, take a mental picture. I wouldn't ever, you know, it's a inconvenience. And the way that Kazi drives, you probably don't want him to turn around. Kazu drives like a maniac, a very responsible maniac. But yeah, he's always got fast cars and drives really well.
Very
I hope
responsible maniac.
is Kazu listening? I hope he's not. Love you, Kazu.
Very responsible maniac. That's his new catchphrase under his Twitter handle. Very responsible maniac.
Trevor, when you signed on today with your mask on, you looked like a very responsible maniac.
I am a responsible maniac.
That's what your Halloween costume is. Very. You should carry a machete in one hand and a calculator in the other. Very responsible maniac.
Yeah, that's a great idea. No. When Trevor, when I saw you, I instantly thought of the first season of American Horror Story. Like, always be one of my like favorite like seasons of any show. It's gotten like so progressively like weirder after that.
I definitely have that charismatic serial killer vibe, right? Like,
yes, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm glad you noticed the same. Yeah.
It's something I've been working on. It's
You're doing great. You're doing it, I promise you.
So, Jesse, we're having a party this weekend, a big Halloween party, which we're going to talk more about later. But simultaneously, or around the same time, to commemorate Halloween, we're doing something online with Old Greg.
Yes.
You want to tell us more about it, you guys?
Yeah, so I believe it's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. CST. So about 2 hours. It'll end 2 hours before the IRL party starts. But Old Greg will be blessing us with a haunted DJ set, a quick little 2-hour DJ set. Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. To which, I don't know, Greg, correct me if this is still going on. But you're going to record the mix, so in case you can't make it live, you'll be able to listen to it later.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that. I'll record the video, and I don't even know. I'm like, I know all this stuff about like software for my job, but then it comes to like social media stuff, and I'm like, can I like put a video on Twitch? Like, I don't even know. I just stream. I don't know. Jesse, help.
No, ask Fresco. I was literally telling him, I'm like,
okay, that was gonna be my solution. But yeah, either way, I'll record it, so I'll have the audio and I'll also have the video. But yeah, I've already started making a good little set list for that, so it should be fun. It'll be nice, dark, heavy, a little different than what I usually play. So
I like the sound of that. Very cool.
Yeah, I know Jamie's really excited. Jamie's one of our like prominent members in the community, and she is a huge Old Greg fan. So she is getting her gifts ready, gifts ready, and
I see a lot of eggplants in our future.
Oh my God, I should be Miss Cleo for Halloween. Arlo. Thank you. Sorry.
The telephone psychic.
I'm not gonna even do the accent. I don't want to get canceled. So
wait, it's okay to do a Kiwi accent, but you can't do Miss Cleo?
I would love to hear the Miss Cleo attempt. But you can do it off camera. It's fine. We'll wait till after.
You can
but I have to hear that.
Do Brooke as a telephone psychic.
Yeah.
There's layers to that costume.
Yeah.
You
might need to get into character for a minute there to pull that one off.
I think so.
All right. So, Old Greg, this is the portion of the show where we would normally go into our routine checkup. We're going to go through some drug receipts news items. But if you're up for it, we'll just ask you to stick around and just keep this social hour going. And you can add whatever commentary you'd like to the news as we go, and also we can continue to learn more about you along the way. But if you guys are all up for it, Joellen, let's go ahead and switch into the routine checkup with big fanfare, no doubt.
Boing.
Something scary, I bet.
I guessed it. I knew it. It's gonna be the boing.
Yeah, I love that sound.
We should put cheesy, just like kitsch sound effects on random. So whenever we have to have this little fanfare, none of us know what's coming.
Yeah, I gotta get the Bing Bong. That's
Do
the one
we
you
have any other sounds on the soundboard besides the boing?
I think we do.
We better not.
We can't afford the sound. Greg, can you give us some sounds? Can you cut
Right,
us some
exactly.
sounds?
If only we knew someone.
I was literally gonna ask if I could throw that in my sets, but it's fine.
That's your in between. That's your if you can mix that
You can have it.
without breaking the beat, you're great. One thing we did forget to do, which is please, if you're in the chat or tuned in, make sure you're tuned into our Discord, which is discord.gg/drug receipts, where there is a whole nother conversation going on about the podcast. And if you are listening to the podcast, please be aware that we will be sharing some visual content, and you are best to serve yourself and your eyeballs by visiting our YouTube page to engage with this content. So please like, subscribe, share, do all those things.
Awesome. So the first thing on our recap or on our routine checkup is over last weekend, some of us drug snugglers went to Las Vegas for the SciCon. SciCon is the Committee for Skeptical Inquiry, CSI, convention. So CSI convention, SciCon. And it is the annual conference for skeptics and for skepticism. It's the biggest skeptic conference in the world, the biggest skeptical event of the year. And every year I like to go. It's no mystery that I'm a big fan of skepticism. The last couple of years it's been on break or on hiatus because of COVID. But so this year it came back, and I couldn't have been more excited to go. But this is the first year that I've been able to attend since we've had drug receipts. And skepticism is one of the pillars of drug receipts. And we have other skeptical members in our community, and we are always advocating for all of our drug snugglers, all of our community, to get more involved and to have more familiarity, more exposure to skepticism. So we thought using the conference as a catalyst for some skeptical content was a great idea. We put out a competition, which was called Skeptics and Sinners. We asked for people to put together skeptically themed content based around the 3 skeptical traits in the drug receipts collection. That's the E-Cree candle, Occam's razor, and we got some really fun submissions. The winner, as it turns out, Gummy Incendiary, who did a really cool song to a Blocktone soundtrack, so a Web3 soundtrack, was used in the service of a Web3 contest. But Gummy Incendiary was not able to. And on the line, one of the things that we were offering as part of the competition was a trip to the Skeptic Conference. We were going to fly someone out there to join us. But Gummy Incendiary was competing, or their submission came from the UK, and they've got a baby on the way, and he had an ultrasound appointment around the same time. It was not possible for him to attend. So maybe next year we will get a new drug snuggler out to the event, and you don't have to be a skeptic to attend. And remember, one of the big ideas here is we are trying to expose people to skepticism. So even if you just have interest in it and want to learn more about it, then we encourage you to take a look. And maybe next year you can join us at the SciCon. But what we're doing for all the people that entered is we're going to get their information and send them subscriptions to Skeptic Magazine. And also Gummy Incendiary picked up 3 drug receipts NFTs, one representing each one of the 3 skeptical traits that we mentioned. I haven't sent those out yet. That's my bad, but trust me, it's on the way. We're going to get the subscriptions and the NFTs out to everybody that is eligible for them. And if you did not enter a submission for our Skeptics and Sinners competition, but you are interested in getting a subscription to Skeptic Magazine, we're really true. I couldn't be more honest and more proud to do this, or more serious about doing this. If you are interested in having a subscription to Skeptic Magazine, Drug Receipts will get it for you. So go into our Discord, go into our Skeptic channel, and drop a line. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll collect all the addresses. I'll get the information, whatever we need, and we'll send out those Skeptics our dime. but it is that important to me that if you have interest in it, then I want to give you some exposure to it. Greg, so you are an engineer. I wonder if you've come across skepticism or scientific skepticism, critical thinking, if that's something that has any interest to you. And don't just say no. Elaborate.
Dang it.
Pineapple.
Oh, dang it. All right. It's so early.
Goodbye.
Right. That's hilarious.
Dang it.
Greg got Greg.
Everybody watching like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
Yeah, right.
So
I think that's everybody's safe word, though, isn't it?
Just to let the viewers in on what happened there. So before we started the podcast, we said that Greg, you can welcome to stick around and be part of the whole podcast. And I always said, but if you're shit, we're going to kick you out. And the safe word is pineapple. So as soon as pineapple gets dropped, you're out.
I really thought I was going to be the first to say it. Like, I really thought I was going to be the first.
We beat you to it. You were going to try and Greg yourself. No, we beat you to it. But so that was our skeptic competition, and the actual conference was held last weekend. So my daughter, who is studying neuroscience at the University of Texas, attended with her boyfriend, and Lulu invited her. One of the professors that she has that teaches a skepticism course at Texas. And she actually entered an abstract to be considered for, they had an open call for something called the Sunday Papers, but they accept 6 submissions. They're unlimited submissions, but they choose 6 people to give a 15-minute talk on Sunday at the conference. And Lulu's professor, Mickey Marinelli, was selected to give one of the talks. So she attended as well. And Dia, our minister of skepticism, she doesn't need any introduction. Dia from the drug receipts community, from many communities in the Futureverse ecosystem. But so Dia attended, and I went out there as well. And Stephen, who actually is a drug smuggler and who is sometimes active in the Skeptic Forum. But so we all went out there, and that was last weekend. And we've got a couple of photos that we can share with you. I guess Dia is not joining us here. We've had such bad luck getting Dia on the podcast. We're going to do it one of these days, and we'll get it. So first, let's take a look at that photo. So that's my daughter, Lulu, and her boyfriend. And by the way, I mentioned that Lulu is studying neuroscience. Her boyfriend plays for the University of Texas football team. So if you're wondering, my daughter and I are small, yes, granted, but he looks like a giant, and we actually make it look even more dramatic than it is. But I mean, that is a big guy there at about 6'5". But he's also studying computer science and business. So really bright guy as well. And he got a lot out of the conference also for being there. But that's us in front of the SciCon banner. Let's also show, I've got an image of Dia and I in the same spot. And there I am shaking my daughter's hand. We are very sentimental. But here's Dia and me at the conference. I guess these were different days because it looks like I've done an outfit change, unless I was just doing quick change for the photos. But this was in the lobby. One of the keynote speakers was Neil deGrasse Tyson, which was really cool. And there's only about probably 800 people, I would estimate, that attended this conference. So it was all intimate. And in between presentations and in between, while they were breaking down or shifting between speakers, they had a bookstore out there. They had kind of different things going on in the corridors. But just milling around, you'd be standing next to Neil deGrasse Tyson, or you'd be in the elevator with Richard Dawkins. And it gives you an opportunity to just say, inevitably, you're going to say something weird. Because I remember having a conversation with Dia. She's like, we were at the opening reception. It was catered. And so she happened to be in the catering line at the buffet table. On the other side, Richard Dawkins was directly facing her. They were both, serving themselves honeydew or whatever they serve in these shitty buffets. And she's like, so afterwards, she's like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. Like, he was right there. I could have said anything. So then we started workshopping, what kinds of things we could say, You don't just want to say, you definitely don't want to say, hey, can I get a photo or can I get an autograph, right? We're trying to be respectful of their time and their space. But ultimately what we settled on is it's always okay to give someone a compliment. Just say, hey, I appreciate the work that you've done. It really has impacted my life. And then they can just say thank you, and everybody feels good about it. And so Dia did have that opportunity. She ended up riding in an elevator with, I believe it was Richard Dawkins. Yeah, and my daughter, this is crazy. So they had a room where they were selling, like they were vending, magazines and coffee mugs and people's books and stuff. But so Neil deGrasse Tyson wandered in there and he just started holding court randomly, like to an audience of like 12 to 15 people. And so we walked in there and, Neil deGrasse is a really charismatic speaker. And he just can hold the room, really captivating and magnetic. And so we go in there and we're listening to him talk and, share these anecdotes, a really small, intimate setting. And I look over at my daughter and she is crying. I'm like, hey, what is going on? And she was just so, I guess, moved by the moment. I mean, she grew up in my household. So she grew up around science. She had a Neil deGrasse book on her nightstand for her senior year, basically. We watched Cosmos. Neil deGrasse Tyson did an update to Carl Sagan's famous iconic series Cosmos. So then to be in the room, right, with this sort of the seminal figure of science and of skepticism, and someone that she associates with her personal experience growing up with science, I guess it was just a really powerful and emotional moment for her. And so she literally started crying. It's really sweet. And so in that moment, it really kind of made me happy and proud of this opportunity to bring so many people to the Skeptic Conference and to kind of experience it through their eyes. To see Dia, how much fun she was having. One of the things that's really great about being at the Skeptic Conference, especially if you are, Dia has been working with NASA on their climate science for 20 years. I already mentioned that Lulu's professor went and that she teaches a skepticism course. But to be around like-minded people who kind of have a similar background, you're speaking from a similar playbook. It just really opens up the level of discourse that you're able to have. You don't feel like you have to constantly second guess the next thing that's going to come out of your mouth, or you don't have to qualify statements or explain things. You can just speak freely. Lulu's professor even said on the last day before we all got our flights, we had a lunch together, and we're there together. And she said, "This is the first time in my life where I've been around people and I feel like I can speak openly, or the first time I've been around people who weren't my colleagues, basically. And I felt like I could speak openly." And that was the same experience for all of us. I know that was my experience the first time I ever went to a conference. So to be able to see it through their eyes, to experience it again for the first time through their eyes, made it a little more special this go around. So I can't wait for next year to do it again. Anyone that wants to know more about it, talk to us on Discord. You can find us in the Skepticism channel. Drop me a line. Happy to tell you more about it. And if you want to learn more about skepticism in the meantime, sign up, let me know, and we'll get you a magazine. Cool. Oh, and there is one more photo. So talking about Halloween, there was a Halloween party at the Skeptic Conference. So and Dia got dressed up. It was really cool and really fun. And I think that we've got a photo of Dia and another attendee there in costume. And I'll explain to you Dia's costume. Yeah, there it is. So if you look at Dia's dress there, it says fake news, and it's got like little newspaper clippings. It's essentially a fake news dress. And she's got, you can't see it from this angle, you can barely see it, but she made like this tinfoil headdress, also in a nod to kind of like, tinfoil hat conspiracies. People wear the tinfoil to keep the government out. And who she's pictured there was dressed as. Anyone want to wager a guess?
Oh, wait. What's on his head?
Is that a leaked Buzzy? Is that a leaked Buzzy?
Right. So he looks like a bumblebee. He looks like a Buzzy. And I actually, just because he's like his dad, I couldn't resist giving him an alternate theme there. He's the James Webb Telescope, the most powerful telescope, right, that we've ever launched.
It was
But
slapping
are
me
you
in the
guys
face.
familiar with the Hubble telescope?
Yes.
We're all familiar with the Hubble telescope. I'm like, dude, you blew it. You should have been a Hubble bee. Get it?
A Hubble bee. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Hubble bee. Isn't that great?
Cute.
Very cute. All right, so
Yeah, I
so
remember the James Webb Telescope news came out, and a lot of like the scientists I follow on TikTok, some of them got really emotional talking about the new telescope because it's like this, major revolution in science to where they're producing. I hope I'm getting this right. I hope it's the right telescope, but this new telescope is producing these images that are revolutionizing science because we're getting a look at this like space in a way that is unprecedented and is causing it's like a domino effect of scientific discoveries. It's not just a photo, it's something that's like undoing or not undoing, but showing us revolutionary information.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Challenging existing paradigm or existing thinking. Yes, I think that is the same telescope. And yeah, I'm surprised I didn't get it when I saw that costume. I was like, that's it. That's right there. Challenging existing paradigms.
I think the rest of this should be dedicated to TikTok scientists.
I was going to say the same thing.
I need to hear more about these TikTok
TikTok
from Jesse.
sentence before. That to me was a revelation. That's challenging existing paradigms of thought.
I heard that and my mind instantly was just like, oh, shit, I'm going to be a TikTok engineer.
But the truth is,
revolutionary.
It's not going to be long if it hasn't happened already, right? TikTok is going to be the primary source of all of our news and information. If we're going to learn anything, if it's not on TikTok, we're not going to learn it. So there better be TikTok scientists, better be TikTok skeptics, right? If you want the youth or anybody at some point to know it, you better be putting it out on TikTok. To that end, drug receipts, are you on TikTok? We better make sure we're on TikTok.
We are on
We're
TikTok.
on TikTok.com.
Please like, follow, share, engage with our TikTok content so that we know you're out there, snugglers. Because I know you're looking at that TikTok shit. You're getting your Jamie Oliver one-pan meals. You're getting your crazy cat videos. You're getting all that stuff. I know it. You know it. But you're not tuned into our TikTok channel. So please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends.
And also, Greg on TikTok. I don't actually have a TikTok, so.
Well, but you're about to be on TikTok. You better make sure you give us some good content.
Heard it here
we're
first.
cut it up and put it on TikTok.
And
that's the big.
Say something really provocative right now.
Yeah, go. Soundbite.
Full screen.
I'm now going to be a bridge engineer on TikTok. I'm going to teach you how to build your own bridges, and it's going to be amazing. So, and techno music.
Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Was that provocative?
Riveting content. Cannot wait to see the bridge engineer content on TikTok.
No, but that might be the next wave of influencers because everyone right now, one of the trends online is talking about making fun of how America is not a walkable country. And so the next wave of influencers are going to be the ones that are going to show you how to make your own bridges, how to do better city planning so that you can make more walkable.
Dude, you're ahead of the game here, brother. You're ahead of yourself, huh? And that's our announcement for today. Thank you for tuning in. It's been wonderful to have you all with us here on this Halloween special. It's huge news. Oh, Greg will be on TikTok.
I literally told y'all this is going to be the worst you guys have ever had, and I stand by it. So,
no, we are crushing it here. So the next thing, we will move on from the skeptic Halloween party to a couple of drug receipts Halloween parties that are coming up that we are very excited about. Trevor, you've been teasing one all episode right there with your super Halloween party backdrop. Let's hear about it. Can you give us some more details?
I can. In fact, I would love to. And because we are the only network that is dedicated to delivering mind-altering substance, you're going to hear it from the poster itself. There is a Halloween party happening in Auckland on Saturday the 29th, which is tomorrow night if you are in this time zone. And there has been a venue change. And as you can see from me telling you here as the poster on your screen, that venue is now the Long Room at 114 Ponsonby Road, Ponsonby. There will be drinks available and prizes for best dress. So please bring your friends. Actually, don't bring too many friends because that would destroy my budget. But please dress up. Come and share the fun and excitement and just get down and funky with us at the Halloween party in Auckland tomorrow night. Wow, did you see that poster talking to everybody? Isn't that mind-altering substance?
That was really
right
cool.
there?
You're like an apparition fading in and out of the background. Really cool.
The poster just completely just dominated me there for a little bit. That was fun. I kind of enjoyed
What's
it.
up with prizes for best dressed?
Yeah, I'm not glad that you brought that up because we had the typical, drug receipts wants to send something in the mail. Fuck that. Customs have got to get involved.
Oh, no.
So the prizes that would be for best dressed may or may not make it in time, in which case I will have to think quick and come up with a completely new approach to the prizes. But I am hoping to have prizes for best dressed that may or may not be the new drug receipt swag as modeled by the one and only Arlo Eisenberg. Complete.
Dude,
with...
I can't wait to see what Joellen's going to come dressed as.
We may or may not have some of this incredible new drug receipt swag to give away. This is the best. I know I'm biased, but I am happy to be challenged. This is the best merch in Web3 that is available on the market anywhere. And you can get it right now at the drx.store. The poster, and look at that. Kill Team, inflatables. When inflatables?
What? We have that?
No.
Oh.
You can put a Kill Team
Right.
sticker on a grocery store inflatable and have one.
I was so stoked.
When inflatables. And then I just thought about that and went, actually, that's probably not the right message to be sending our audience. Our audience will jump on that.
But it is
That
the
That was a
perfect,
live
be a meme.
output
it's the
reaction.
perfect podcast for it.
Yeah, I'm
It
going
is
to be a
the
meme
perfect
again.
podcast for it.
But in all seriousness, please, anyone in Auckland or that can get themselves to Auckland tomorrow night, doors open at 8, come dressed as your favourite Halloween-themed thing, and we will have a great, funky time. Mr. Brooke Howard-Smith will be there. We have DJs. We have all sorts of exciting stuff happening, and we hope you will enjoy it too.
So I forgot. I have a costume idea. This came across my Instagram feed, and it was funny, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Let's show the dude that used to skate costume. Do we have that? This is great.
No, we don't.
Oh, Greg,
But
this is
it's-
right up your alley. You can pull this one off.
Oh, dude, that's my daily. That's my daily.
Nice.
What are you talking about?
God
Stylish.
damn, I think I'm looking in a mirror.
But so then Sack Commander, one of our community members, a drug snuggler who always produces really rad stuff for us. I've got the little
That's the
siren
best
cut
costume
out
ever.
back here. That's so rad. Sack Commander did that. And he recently made some metal die cut drug receipt pieces as well. He posted those in the Discord. If you haven't seen them, look them up. Really awesome stuff. But so Sack Commander in our Discord, what is it, Trevor?
I was just going to, you finish, please. I've got a funny story, but you go.
Okay, so Sack Commander saw that thing that I posted, the dude who used to skate, and he put this version of it. You got it?
There's a mistake on the packaging though, because it says adult size packaging, adult size
Oh, yeah.
costume. Burn.
Damn.
No, I got burned by my wife. Do you know my wife? I won't tell everybody what my wife's going as, but she decided that that I needed to accompany her dressed as a hunter. So she just bought me an axe and said, "You can just wear your normal clothes, like my normal everyday clothes."
Oh,
And I'm
that's
like,
cute.
Burn.
Is she
So
going
you're
to be
saying-
a tree?
She's now I have to say it, don't I? She's going as Little Red Riding Hood, and she said there's going to be lots of wolves trying to get her, and I need to be the hunter that protects her from the wolves. And because I wear tartan kind of checkered stuff and boots and shit as my normal regular kind of thing. She's
You
like, I'll just
dress
get
as
you
a
an axe.
lumberjack.
I was a fucking hunter.
Yeah.
So I got my Jason Mars.
Oh my god, you guys are so hot. Sorry.
But for your wife burns you, and so you take it out on me. It's like the abuser, the abused becomes the abuser. No worries, I can take it.
It's the
Hurt
perpetuation
people
of
hurt
domestic
people.
violence right there. Hurt people, hurt
Well,
people.
Trevor, your burn was a burn on top of a burn because it was already SAT Commander burning me, and then you just keep it on. Because anybody else, let's go. What else you got? Which, and by the way, SAT Commander, as long as I'm responding to the burns, dude who used to skate, Blading Cup is in a week.
Yeah.
And so let's just see who's the dude who used to skate.
Yeah. Throw down, Stack Commander. Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Well,
Clips,
I wasn't
watch
going to
for
say
the
this.
clips.
I wasn't going to say this, but when you were talking about the Psycon, and I crumpled it up because I thought it was mean, but I was going to do my sticky note thing on camera.
Have I told you my nerd story?
No?
Sounds
So I
like
wrote
a
a
good
whole
one.
article about it. And I posted it to skeptictattoos.com, my much neglected blog. But the article is way too long for anyone to read, but I'll tell you a highlight. So we were at the end of the conference, every day after the conference, you spend all day listening to talks. And then in the evening, all the attendees will migrate to whatever the host hotel is, usually has a bar or a lounge. So everybody hangs out in the bar and just talks. And as I said, there's always interesting conversation at these conferences. And especially at night, once people start having some beers, it's just really fun. But you saw the guy dressed in the James Webb costume, right? So there's a lot of people like that at the conference, not always dressed in costume, but a lot of people from STEM, essentially. And they're not hard to recognize or identify, especially when they've all gathered for a conference. So we're all in the conference, having conversation. And I'd stepped out for a moment, just outside the perimeter of the bar, and I'm kind of in the hotel lobby. And I hear this guy on his cell phone, who's not a part of the conference, and he's talking to someone on the other line. And he's got another friend with him and a couple of girls with him. They're just, people out in Vegas. And he's like, "You would not believe what I am looking at right now." And he's like, "It's a sea of nerds." And he literally squats down for emphasis. And he's like this. He's like, "Nerds." And I'm really, really selling it to his friend here. And I'm just listening to it. And it's making me feel real uncomfortable because he's so animated and saying it so loud that obviously everyone else in the lounge can hear him. And I didn't think it was cool. And so I said to him, I was like, I forget what it was. If something I said, "Do you have a problem?" I guess, which is, I guess it's not the perfect thing to say because that is almost instant fight. It's you walk up to someone, unsolicited, you have a problem. It means it's gonna go to blows. And he's like, "What the fuck are you gonna do about it?" Instantly, puts his chest out. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And so I'm staying at the hotel, and I'm an attendee at the conference. If anything happens here, the dude will get thrown out, but I'm gonna get thrown out of the hotel. I'm gonna get thrown out of the conference. A huge investment down the drain, and my weekend's ruined. And so I told him, I'm like, "Dude, I would love nothing more actually than to hit you right now." But I told him what I just told you guys. But I'm staying at this hotel, and I'm a part of this conference, and it's just not worth it to me. I said, "I just want you to know that what you're doing is not cool." And he said, "What am I doing?" And I said, "Well, you're trying to embarrass all these people that are just here, minding their own business, attending the conference. And you're probably, you think you're trying to be cool in front of your friends. You're trying to be cool in front of these girls." I said, "But I guarantee you, no one here thinks that you're cool. You just look like an asshole." And so then I turned around. Now this is where I'm just waiting for the blow to the back of the head. And I left. And I didn't get hit in the back of the head. But I made it back to my seat at the bar, and I started talking to these people. And now I'm I'm shaking, and my adrenaline's all pumping. And I have a drink and eventually calm down. And then I see the guy, it's a little while later, but he starts coming toward our table. And so again, now it's tense again. What's going to happen? And he comes up and he says, "Look," he said, I just wanted to apologize. He said, you're right. It wasn't cool of me to do that. And I feel bad about it. And I just wanted to, I wanted to apologize to you and to your friends. And I said, dude, that's all you ever can hope for, right? When something like that happens, is that someone has an opportunity to reflect and to grow and to change. And so that's really big of you to come up and to apologize. And so I said, can I buy you a drink? And he said, yeah. And so he sat down with us and we talked the rest of the night. So that's my nerds story.
That's a really awesome story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you hadn't said anything, it doesn't change anybody's the way that they're gonna act, the next time maybe they're in that situation. They're just like, oh, I can go and belittle somebody and, feel better about it. But saying something, then you check somebody and it registers in their mind and they're just like, oh, I shouldn't be that way. So, it's really good when people do
stand up for injustice, right? And live the Arlo walks and talks the pillars of our brand, right? It's mind altering confrontation. It's about not just blowing people's minds, but addressing people's fucking stupid prejudices and ignorant attitudes. I mean, I've cancelled friends for stuff like that. I've just gone, you know what? I just don't have room for that shit in my life. Sorry. Don't follow me anymore on socials and don't talk to me anymore.
And also, plot twist, it was actually me that Arlo was talking to. So,
right. So that's how I met Greg.
That's why we have you on the show, Greg. It's good of you to stand up and take that.
Okay, well, I apologize to Arlo and the whole skeptic community. I do not have anything against nerds. This is not meant to be an anti-nerdicism statement. I'm a nerd myself. So shout out to you guys.
We're all nerds. We're fucking Web3. Web3 is, it's the home of nerds, where all of us are goddamn nerds. And as they said in, some kind of, and I'm the last person to paraphrase this stuff, but the geek shall inherit the earth. Isn't that what it was? What the statement was?
Something
or Twitter.
Like
that. Something like that.
So Jesse,
yeah, dude, nerds rule the world.
That was not directed at you. I thought what you did was cute and was in good fun, right? And we're in safe company. That guy was clearly trying to make people feel bad, and I don't think you were doing anything like that. So thank you. But let's move on. We've covered the Auckland party. We've covered the skeptic Halloween party. Let's talk about the big Texas drug receipts activation. Jesse, tell us about the roller boogie.
Oh yeah, dude. So we're throwing a big party in Dallas. So if you're in Dallas, coming out. But we're doing a massive roller skate party just to switch things up. Look, think about it. If you're dressed up as a ghost, knocking on doors in your ghost costume, getting hammered at the bar in your ghost costume, not as effective as if you put that ghost costume above 8 wheels and glide around the ring. So, but yeah, we're throwing the roller boogie party presented by Drug Receipts. This will be a Paradise at Roller Boogie type event. It is a 21 and up adult skate night from 10 to 2 a.m. There is a massive cash prize. We have been saving this in the Paradise Bank for things like this. So, yeah, $1,000 cash prize for the flyest costume in the building. There will be Drug Receipts presents and merchandise available on site, as well as complimentary 3 beer drink tickets. So when you get in there, you buy a ticket. Well, the public buys a ticket. You get your beer tickets, have a couple boozes, get on the rink, get some merch, check out some of the cool I don't know if anyone knows this yet, but our merch does come with a little extra something special. And yeah, that's it. Have a good time. Boogie out.
What was the verdict on that? It does, all of our merch has augmented reality feature to it. And I don't know if we're sharing that yet. Are we saving it for Halloween?
I think I just spilled alpha, so I'm gonna be quiet.
Dawn, I'm talking to you. Are we showing the animation? Do we have
Can
it?
we please? Did you get merch?
Oh, so yes. So right. So I'm wearing this. That means that we will definitely have merch at the roller
So-
boogie party.
So if we send drug receipts stuff within America, it's fine. But as soon as you send it out of America, it gets picked up by customs. What is that?
Well, it stands to reason, right? I mean, it's a much longer trip. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, what's in the
Yeah.
what's in the bag?
While the production team check to see if
Look.
we do in fact have the animation treated in a way that can be used, I would like to remind everybody that all of the merch that Arlo is showing you will trigger the augmented reality experience, including that sticker there and the hat and everything else. So you only need a sticker to blow people's minds with the incredible animation, which may or may not be revealed right here, right now.
May or may
Yeah,
not.
it's
We
really
might
cool.
save it till the end of the show.
We can neither confirm nor deny this.
Well, I think that we can. So we're talking about the merch. I mean, we can talk. Let's talk about the merch. So this is all available in the drugstore right now. So this is also huge news. The Halloween drop is what kicked off the drugstore, the long-awaited, much-anticipated drugstore. So for the first time, anyone can go online, can go to drx.store, and you can buy some drug receipts merch. The headline, the marquee items right now. Oh, awesome! We've got a ticket.
How good is that?
Hell yeah!
That's so cool.
Yo, Ellen in the house, making us look good.
Go Ellen, crushing it.
See, professionals would have just cruised on through that like it was,
Yeah,
like it was done, like it was intended.
we are
We
not
just go
true
nuts.
pros. But so you can get this, you can get the Halloween drop, the Kill Team stuff, but we've also got a couple of other items in the drugstore as well, which you can get your hands on. We've got some Have a Nice Trip t-shirts. We've got our substance tees, mind-altering substance. So there is stuff right now that you can get your hands on, drx.store. And there are some unique features of the store. We are a Web3 brand, and so we are trying to bring Web3 innovation to e-commerce. We try to bring it to everything that we do, but e-commerce especially. So we do have a token-gated component to the store. It's a Web2 store. Anyone, anywhere can go to drx.store. But once you get to the store, you can either check out, and if your parents want to buy drug receipts merchandise, or anyone that you know that does not have a wallet yet or is not a drug receipts token holder, they can all buy drug receipts merchandise. But if you are a drug smuggler, you can connect your wallet, and on everything in the store, you automatically are entitled to a 20% discount. Now, understand, there are some procedural things that you need to keep in mind. Don't think that you're just going to go to checkout and apply connect your wallet, and then a discount is applied to everything. On each item, you need to make sure that you're claiming your discounts. And guys, there are some things with UI that we are going to get better and better as we work through this technology. But for right now, it's pretty good, and it all works pretty intuitively. There's maybe a couple of extra steps or more extra steps than are completely optimal, but it all works like you expect it to. So if you're a drug smuggler, you get 20% off. If you are a trait holder, if you have the hockey mask trait for the Halloween drop, you're entitled to 30% off everything that has the drug receipts Kill Team Halloween drop in our store. And if you are a one-of-one holder, and there's 12 of you out there, or if you are the warlord, I'm talking to you, John Nicely, then you are entitled to 30% off everything in the store all the time. And for Nicely, for as long as you are the warlord, so probably for about a year. So really nice perks just for being holders, and really innovative way to incorporate Web3 into the store. Also, and I'm just talking about the store now. So if you have the drug receipts hockey mask trait, if you're one of those members, then you are also entitled to get the t-shirt and the tote bag for free. But you can't claim those for free in the store. You have to use our claim form, and we will ship them to you. We'll capture all your information on the claim form and ship it to you that way. If you don't have if you don't know where the claim form is, you can always find it in our official links in the Drug Receipts Discord. And I can also give you the actual URL for it. I just don't know it off the top of my head. So I know one of our producers will put it into the chat and I'll read it off for you. Just know that you have to fill out the claim form, but we will send you the t-shirt and the tote bag. Now, keep in mind, just like they say on TV, it's only while supplies last. So this is a limited run collection. Once it's gone, it's gone. We are not reprinting the Halloween edition of the Kill Team merchandise. So make sure that you get in and get it. Don't wait. It's going fast. It will be gone before you know it. And once it's gone forever. So if you have a claim, go ahead and claim it, because we're not holding your merchandise for you. Everybody can go onto the store and buy it right now. And once it's gone, it's gone. So if you have a claim, you got to make sure you get your claim form filled out, and we'll send it to you as long as supplies last.
And that claim form is at halloween.drugreceipts.com.
Thank you. Perfect.
Thank you, Don. Producer
And
Don.
if you've already claimed it, you can still go into the drugstore and get any of the Halloween Kill Team merchandise for 30% off if you have the trait. So nice perks just for being drug snugglers. And this is just the beginning, right? This is the kind of the first run through of this kind of e-commerce mechanism, this blending of Web 3 and Web 2. And with each new iteration, and there are many more drops to come, and we've got the next few lined up already, and it's really cool stuff. But we're going to keep, working with different wrinkles, trying to really optimize the benefits for you guys. Certainly, there will be things that are reserved just for snugglers in the future. So even if you don't have a trait, there will be some items that are available in the store that you have to have a token in order to get access to. You have to be a snuggler. So there's just lots of ways to really have fun and add value for our holders in the drx.store. And of course, as we were showing there, you can go and get your claims if you have the trait for your free t-shirt and tote bag.
Arlo, wait, hold on. I don't know. Dia pointed out.
I didn't mention the hat. Wait, what, Jesse?
Dia pointed out in the comments that it's an automatic 20% discount for drug receipts holders in the drugstore. So regardless if you're a warlord, regardless if you have a one of one, and if you're a specific trade holder to one of the drops, you just get one. You just get a 20%.
Every single snuggler. Anybody that has a drug receipt in their wallet, you get 20% off the entire store just for being a snuggler. That's absolutely right. And the way that you can claim that is when you go onto the site, just click connect wallet, and then the next button that will pop up, or it will be replaced with something that says view details. And when you do that, it will show you all the discounts that you're eligible for. And if you're eligible for more than one, claim the one. Obviously, you claim the one the best discount. You can't claim more than one, or you can't stack them. If you are a drug snuggler and a one-of-one holder, you can claim the 20%, or you can claim the 30%. Obviously, we suggest you claim the 30%, but you only get the highest discount for which you're eligible.
And there it is.
I'll also add that the hoodie is honestly the best hoodie I've ever had in my life, as far as the quality, the design, like all of it is like so dope. I just ordered my second one the other day. This is not a paid advertisement.
Yeah. So hold on.
We're paying you for other things, but we appreciate you.
They can only pay me in hoodies if they choose to pay me.
Let's do full screen for old Greg and just say that all again for TikTok.
Oh, I got you. For TikTok.
So what do you think of the hoodies?
So my name's Greg. I'm a bridge engineer, just teaching you about engineering on TikTok, and you need to go to drx.store and right? I got that right. Yeah. And you need to go buy the hoodie and also everything else. If you don't, it's going to be a terrible Halloween for you. So good luck. I wish you the best. Unless you're dressing like old Greg, then I might give you a drug receipt or something. So
that was great. But bad news about the hoodie. You can't go to the store and get it. You got to go to OpenSea.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I forgot.
Well, it's okay because there's a link from the store to go and get it on OpenSea. So request for all of the beautiful snugglers out there that are tuned in. Can somebody please clip that shit into a soundbite? Let's get that up on TikTok. Somebody please.
Please don't.
Feel free to put silly graphics and stuff on it as well in the TikTok way, and we'll get the TikTok top charting soundtrack to go behind it. For
I am going to tease something that I said I wasn't going to tease. So I'm actually, as I'm saying this, I'm on the fence. Okay, but so there may or may not be a hoodie in the drugstore next week that you That's all I'll say about it. That's as far as.
Holy shit balls! What's happening next week that might be related to that announcement? Is that part of? Now we're back on the Runner Show. See how I did that? Look,
back on track. Okay, so next week, man, this is just an action-packed month here from October to November with the SciCon conference, with Drug Wars, the Halloween events, and then we're just going straight into the Blading Cup. So last year, Drug Receipts was a presenting sponsor of the Blading Cup, and that's when we did the epic commemorative box set with the them 909 skates, the Drug Receipts version of the 909 skates. We had a custom Drug Receipts tote bag for that drop, also made T-shirts for that. Now, the difference was back then in Drug Receipts 1.0, we didn't have a store. So the only way you could get the stuff was to be on site or hope that John Nicely would take your order and send it to you himself. Go to UPS basically and ship it himself. Well,
e-commerce for John Nicely.
Now we are able to put all of the product up on the store simultaneously, so that when we go out to the Blading Cup, we'll be able to sell it there on site in our merchandise booth, but we will also be able to put it up online. And for anyone out there in the Snuggleverse that wants to get their hands on this gear, it will be available for you. And I think, so we've updated the shirt. The last ones were for the Spring Blading Cup, and they actually said, they had the date on, they said Spring Blading Cup, something like that. So we've got a new graphic, which will, first let's show that we are a gold sponsor. Can we prove it? Do we have an image of Drug Receipts as a gold sponsor of the Blading Cup? Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool, so Drug Receipts were.
Oh, sorry, Arlo. You know what? I was wondering when we were to, or if we were, what kind of sponsor we were, and I didn't know until Blading Cup posted it on their Instagram, and I was like, all right, I guess we're doing it. So I'm stoked.
Show me the gold.
Show me exactly.
I want the gold. Yeah, that's it. So we're a gold sponsor. Gold, baby. And also to commemorate it, we're going to have product out there. We will have Kill Team merchandise at the Blading Cup. So if you're around Southern California, Santa Ana, next week, come see us at the Blading Cup, and you can get the merchandise. But we will also be debuting the new Blading Cup T-shirt. Let's show an image of that. There you go. So this one is different. It's the same. It's similar in feel and spirit as last year's, but this time we incorporated Later Blader onto the shirt, which I think is really cute. That was on the box, but we never actually had it on the T-shirt. And we've got it's got the Drug Receipt script. It's got Santa Ana, California. It's a really cool shirt. We're not showing the front of it, but the front has the Drug Receipts logo that you guys have seen on the front in the same colorway. It's a really cool shirt, and you don't have to be at the event to get it. That's the nice thing about the drugstore. So
will
DRX
Mr. LB get his hands on that to keep his collection going? Because I know he's got the first edition of the Blading Cup merch that went out. I don't know how he got it.
Send it to him?
Maybe Nicely sent it to him. But Nicely's not going to send it to you this time. No, I don't know. Maybe he will get his hands on that. But he's collecting the Blading Cup stuff. And I know he's a huge fan of it.
So Old Greg, we're getting some complaints about the shop. Apparently people are trying to use the discount Who is Old Greg on drx.store, and it's not working.
That is very strange.
Take a look at that.
Let's do a 5% Who is Old Greg discount code on the store.
2%. 2%. Nope.
Do I hear 1%?
Add 20% to your cart if you use the discount code Who is Old Greg.
Use the discount pineapple to be immediately booted from the store. Order canceled.
No. Your order goes through. It does not get delivered, though.
We charge your credit card, and your merch goes to old Greg.
Wait.
Receive a bag
Actually,
of,
that's a good idea.
brown
Can we
lettuce.
do that? Can we do that, please? That was a great
Wait,
idea.
what are we doing? Which one?
Retract
order
all
delivered?
orders using the discount code old Greg. Go to old Greg.
Yeah,
He appreciates your donation and may or may not play a set at your party.
All right, guys. So we have one other major item that talking about the drugstore being a long time coming, something that we've all been talking about and waiting for. Well, another thing that we have been promising and working diligently on, but that we are finally ready to share with people, is the roadmap. Drug receipts. We have been such an active project. We are such an active community. There are two huge reasons to update the roadmap. One is to see where we've been. We've done so much, and we need to have a place where all that information is consolidated so that people that are new to the project can come in and see what Drug Receipts about, see all of the stuff that we have done, because this is a project that is delivering real value. We're putting on real events. We're delivering real trait drops. There's just so much content, so many different things that we have produced already. And so in our roadmap, we need to update it and show all the places that we've been. But we also need to show where we're going, show what's on the horizon, and show some of our near-term goals and some of our long-term goals, so that everyone can be along for the ride, and so that we can all have kind of a broad vision, a broad picture of the Drug Receipts vision. So, Trevor, are you gonna? I don't even know how you're doing this. Are you going to walk us through it on a shared screen?
I don't know if I
Maybe.
can, because that would be a Word doc. It might not be the most professional looking screen share. Do we have any images of said roadmap?
So I just went through this huge introduction without considering the fact that we might not have it. I'm guessing that we have a link to the demo site, right? And we can go on there and view it on the demo site.
I'm happy to screen share that. Hopefully somebody is dropping that into the DRX dev channel in Slack. Don, please hurry. And I will share that with everybody. But in the meantime, while that happens,
Do you want me to ramble some?
No.
Yeah.
I'm good at that. That's kind of my job.
Bridge engineering with old Greg.
No,
while we wait for that, we do have something which we've been sitting on.
I
Which
actually did have a fun fact that is kind of relatable to the party.
Okay.
The party on Sunday, right? The boogie night or whatever it's called. I was close, right? No. So whenever I was in like elementary to middle school, I did speed skating, and like inline speed skating, not necessarily like
No way.
Yeah. And I actually went to nationals one year.
No way.
Yeah, and went to nationals, made a complete fool of myself, wiping out some kid just got in a little close to me. I don't know. Nobody knows anything about speed skating probably, but yeah, somebody just kind of like came on the inside and like completely wiped me out, like in the corner, and yeah, and it blew my nationals. But I went to nationals, so that was really cool. But yeah, that was a big part of my life through like elementary and middle school. So I did want to say that because I saw like the boogie night thing, whatever, and I was just like, oh shit. I was like, damn, I haven't been to a skating rink in probably like 5 years or anything, but I still have some inlines. I got some quads. But yeah, skating used to be a big part of my life. So fun.
That's so
fun
crazy.
fact.
I can't believe you've been sitting on that this whole time. Like, why you?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it like during like the party whenever she was talking about the skating and stuff, but you know, I don't want to interrupt. But yeah, a little fun fact. I was like, damn. I was like, I would have actually loved to go to that. I was like, shit, I should have planned to go to Denver, but next time for sure. So you guys have to do another skating party, and I'll come and DJ and
can you DJ while blading? Now that would be impressive.
Next
Get
level.
a little booth. You know those guys that carry the
I
ice
will
cream?
figure it out.
They carry the hot dogs and that.
Challenge issued.
Strap on. things with your decks on there, and away you go, bro.
Trevor, I don't know if you forgot anything, but I'm an engineer, a skater, a DJ, so I could.
This is your lane. We've just landed on your thing, brother. Like now you have the complete old Greg experience, and it was formulated right here live to the whole world. All right, so
and Greg, if you can figure that out, you will have a long career on Venice Beach for sure.
I got you. I need you to teach me all the tricks though. I'm just I stay like all wheels on the ground, So
come to Blading Cup. Come to Blading Cup. We'll show you all the moves. So Greg, I think that because you have released that information, you have unlocked special bonus content. Guys, we have got the animation, right? This is going to be the animation that unlocks with the Kill Team logo, with the Mask and Knives logo. So anywhere that you point your camera, once you download the filter, you're going to download the snap filter, and then it's going to look for this image. And anywhere that it finds the Mask and Knives, it's going to play this animation on loop. Let's do it. If we've got it, let's see it.
Fuck, that's sick.
Let's go.
That's pretty sick.
Oh my God. Yeah,
that's so cool. And so it's right. The idea, anyone who's seen, right, if you've seen the DRX Travel Co hoodie, it's going to come off of your, it's going to come off of your clothes. It's going to come off of the bag. It's sticker's going to activate it. So there you're looking out on the screen. But when you see it like in a real environment, just like, in the room with you, it's so mind blowing. And people go nuts when they see it.
I can't wait to see, in the future when we're wearing our augmented reality glasses, right? And somebody just drives past with a little drug receipt sticker on the back of their car, and that shit just comes out the back of the car. Oh, what did I just see? So good.
Hey, Brooke is in the chat.
Brooke
is he coming on?
I did invite him into the thing, but he's got paperwork to do. He's calling us nerds, and he's doing paperwork.
Ooh. Show him up, Arlo.
Hi,
show him up. You gotta show him up.
Yeah, Brooke. I would love nothing more than to hit you right now, but we're in the middle of a podcast. I can't afford to get thrown out of the podcast right now. So I just want you to know that no one thinks it's cool that you're calling other people nerds. It's just they're not impressed by it. It just makes you look like a jerk.
Let's bring Brooke in. He's got a link. Click the link, Brooke. Joanne will let you in. I'm about to do the roadmap, so now is a really good time because I'll probably say stuff I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, here he goes.
Hey!
Coming out fighting.
He's coming in swinging.
The one time it did come to blows with Brooke, he hit me in the back of the head, and I had to go. He had to drive me to the hospital to get stitches. So that's our.
I need to point out that the height difference meant I hit him kind of on the top of the head because
look at I'm 5'7", he's 6 foot whatever too, so he's punching down. Trevor, there's your costume joke. Come to life.
Right there, yeah. No, I've got to share this, and Brooke's going to hate me for sharing it, and he has not prepared for this in any way, shape, or form. But normally, when you're having a conversation with somebody, and you recollect something and you think about that, like, that guy, what was his name? You know the guy that's a DJ and he's a bridge engineer, and he was on that podcast I was watching. What's that guy's name? And you're trying to think of someone's name. I was in a conversation with Brooke Howard-Smith very recently, and Brooke Howard-Smith was having a moment where he couldn't think of somebody's name. He's like, do you remember that guy that smuggled me into the United States? What was his name again? Which I thought was a perfect Brooke Howard-Smith moment.
I mean, I feel bad.
Definitely has stories. He's got a history.
You remember that guy that smuggled me into the States? What was his name again?
Which person?
I kind of think I'd remember somebody who did that for me. I don't know.
Well, it depends on which time.
Yeah. Anyways, I remembered his name, and he is an absolute legend. And that's a reasonable story. We'll tell that story one day, but it's kind of funny. Obviously, because it's me getting smuggled into America. Hey, look at this, though. We just checked to see if my visa is still valid. I don't show your passport on the internet.
I was going to say, that's probably not the smartest move. Suddenly, 50 Brooke Howard-Smiths are trying to get into New Zealand.
So, guys, I've moved from paperwork to cooking pasta, so I need to do that in the background. You guys can just continue talking. I can look up in the back. Hey, I wanted
Welcome
to
to the
congratulate.
Drug Receipts Cooking Show with Brooke Howard Smith. Today on the show, we'll be making lasagna.
You know, this is the only podcast that is long enough to make a lasagna during the show. You can make it.
So you're saying that we should do like a techno cooking show? Is
Yeah,
that
let's
what we're working on right now?
Something like that. I just wanted to congratulate you, and I was saying to Amber after I just saw the AR piece, because remember, you know, the first AR thing that we did, we kind of hospital passed you with it, Arlo, right? We're like, AR is this, and you were like, you put it together in like not a long time. It was amazing, but now that you know what it is and how to use it properly, I mean, that's pretty unbelievable. That's incredible.
Should we look at it again? Should we just look at it
Show
again?
Show again.
Right. And because, you know, we couldn't fully conceive of or understand exactly what it would look like in reality. Because when you're looking at it on a screen, you don't necessarily think of how it acts with its environment or with the merchandise. And so with the DRX Travel Code, we basically have the DRX Travel Code graphic animating right on top of the graphic.
Yeah.
With this one, we wanted to get more differentiation between the graphic and the animation so that when it comes to life, it really, you see something exciting and dynamic happening no matter where you look at it. So that definitely is an evolution of how we're handling the AR design. And, you know, it's the kind of thing that will just keep evolving.
I do want to say that I'm literally, I need to get onto this. Like, but I was enjoying just being a passenger on the Stop Questioning Everything podcast, and then I came in to kind of just like say hi. So I want to say I appreciate your hard work.
We appreciate you, bro. Thanks for dropping in.
Driving.
Love you guys.
Save some lasagna for us. Okay, cool. So Trevor, how are we on the roadmap? What happened?
All right, so we are back, ready to go with
track.
The roadmap, because I know everybody is excited about it. It is the big announcement for the podcast. Thank you to all of those people who stuck around for it. We're going to go through it right about now. Let me just do my little screen share moment. It looks so sick. We can thank our one and only hyper heavyweight Acrothetics for that.
And guys, this is the beta version, right? This is not live yet. So bear with us if there's anything that's not 100% accurate at this time, but it's enough to give you the idea of what's coming.
Okay. I am only looking at myself on camera. Looking at the roadmap right now.
We are seeing it.
Okay.
I wonder, Trevor, it's also...
Cool. There we go.
Trevor, it's also effing with your audio. Maybe we can try it where Dawn shares it, and then we just speak to it.
Let's do that. I'll stop sharing. And I'm back, just like that.
Yeah, it's Gregged you a little bit. You got a little bit of delay. I bet it'll catch up here soon enough.
I'm really offended by that.
Oh, dude, sorry, man. It just happened. Like I said, it happened right before we met you.
I'm just kidding. At the end, can you guys go over the story of it? Because nobody has told me how this came about.
Wait, you don't even know?
I don't even know. I've asked.
Dude,
I've asked twice.
Your name is the most used name in our community.
No. I don't want to derail this. I want the roadmap, so let's not derail. But
no, this will be real quick. And maybe Dawn can find the image because we've shown it in previous podcasts. But so we were going to stage this thing where a rollerblader was going to do a 540 over a Ferrari. Tyler Shields, one of our drug lords, was going to shoot a photo of a rollerblader jumping over a Ferrari. So I thought it'd be cool, since we're taking a photo of this Ferrari, to put a license plate on it that says drug receipts. But I wanted to do it kind of like a California plate. And so it just says DRG RCPTS, right? So I order it on Amazon, have it shipped out to California so we can have it for the shoot. And the license plate shows up. And instead of saying DRG RCPTS, it says GRG RCPTS. It says Greg Receipts. I'm like, what the hell? Not Greg Receipts. And so we shared this with the community. And it became, and then we started making that's the origin of the Greg stickers. Pineapple. And so that's it. That's the origin of Greg. It became a symbol for when things go wrong.
When everything
But in
fucks
kind of
up,
like
Greg's
a
coming to visit.
Did you
kind of
save
whimsical way.
did you save the plate? Did you save the plate?
Yeah, we've got it.
Oh yeah,
I
Randy
buy
Spicer
it?
has it in California.
You've got to have it on
Greg
your booth, dude.
Greg
That's your
receipts.
backdrop
I
from
have,
now on.
I have
Every
to
gig
buy
you play.
that. Whatever I need to do, I have to get that.
I don't know. Based on
Yeah.
the reaction we just saw, can we make it a deal that anytime we have somebody called Greg on the podcast, we tell that
Yeah, tell them the
story?
Yeah.
We
for
use
sure.
it so naturally.
winner.
It's like a part of our native language. We're just like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, we Gregged it, you know? It's like, what?
So Jerry asked if I can make a 1-of-1 Greg receipt. I don't know. Well, I don't think I've ever done a Greg themed thermal receipt, like a hand drawn one. I got to figure out a way to do that to incorporate Greg into. And you know what's interesting about that, Greg, right? Is you actually have one, right? Because you got the one in
Yeah,
Austin.
I do. Yeah. Do you?
So sometimes when I draw the receipts, I put them into a pill vial and I hide them somewhere, and I just tell people on Instagram, "Look, I hit it here. First one to find it can have it." And when we were South by Southwest, I did that and posted it, and old Greg found it.
And it was the craziest thing. Honestly, a friend of mine that I went to high school with lives out there. Cord, you'll probably never see this video, but thank you very much. Yeah, so like he lived out there for a while, and he was just like, I showed it to him, and I was just like, yo, do you know where this is? And he was just like, dude, I know exactly where that is. He was like, I was literally just there like a week ago. He's like, it's a new spot that just opened up. And I was just like, you've got to be joking me. So yeah, he sent me the address, and I was just like, dude, I am booking. So yeah, like drove straight over there, and I was just like, somebody has to have found it by now. No, I I parked in like the wrong parking lot, and I was just like, oh, I'm not going back to my car. I was just like, I'm gonna hop the fence, and open it, and I was just like, holy shit, man. I was like, but yeah, it was that was super fucking cool. Became a real supporter. Like once I saw that, I was just like, this is super dope. You know,
That's so
super
cool.
talented man. Much respect. But yeah, that was super cool. So
You know who else was in Austin who got there after you, who didn't get to claim it, right?
Nicely.
was it
Dia.
nicely?
Nicely.
No, Dia
Oh,
was there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw. Yeah, I saw Dia at the Fluff event a few times. Chatted with her for a while. Dia, I am so sorry. You must hate me now. If I get a Greg 1-of-1, I will send this one to Dia.
Oh, got it. We've got it on tape. There you go.
There
you go.
All right. So
Dia is amazing. So I would do anything for her. So
nice. Oh,
Dia
awesome.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track. We need to give the people what they want. It's roadmap time. So here it is. What we've tried to do is break it up into quarters so that we can kind of look at what we've done quarter by quarter and look into the future, what we hope to do in quarterly chunks. So you'll see here, these are some of the items that we have already achieved. So we launched and sold out in what was to become very quickly a bear market. And soon after that, we launched the Stop Questioning Everything podcast. We also then attended South by Southwest along with the Fluff House crew, and Drug Receipts was featured in the Fluff Domes, which now has become something of a legendary event in the metaverse. And I believe, a little bit of alpha, there may be a follow-up to that at the next South by Southwest event. So that will be cool. We had one of the first, is that right, Arlo? One of the first, the first exhibition at the Samuel Lynn Galleries, but one of the first NFT live gallery exhibits, which showcased both IRL and URL NFT art, which was a really cool event. And we sold some art at that to a fine art crew, which was cool. Blading Cup, we've talked about already on the podcast. That was something we did early on, and we'll be doing again next week. And then came NFT NYC, where we unveiled what will become and has become our core, I guess, reason for the brand, our core mission in the metaverse is to deliver mind-altering streetwear, and the hoodie was our first proof of concept there, and it was received very, very well. And in fact, if you rewind this podcast, you'll hear from old Greg himself just how spectacular those hoodies are, and they're still available on secondary market on OpenSea. But they won't be around for long. And in fact, I think there is an announcement coming immediately after this, before we wrap the podcast, about that claim process, if I'm not mistaken. We have also done carbon offsetting of the project through our partners at Carbon Click, and we will continue to roll out in the future more sustainability initiatives as we move into the sustainable future of drug receipts. The first 100 merch drop was a very cool piece of merch. Limited edition run for the first 100 people that joined our Discord. Some of the people in the chat are members of the first 100, and it's a testament to how amazing this project is, that they are still here and still some of the most active members of our community. So shout out to the first 100. The first trait drop that we did was the special grey skates drop. As everybody knows, this was a massive offering. There were only 50 of them, and they are highly sought after. In fact, I hear the floor price on the IRL special grey skates is around 5 ETH. Is that right, Arlo? I think there was
someone has
recently
offered one at 5 ETH. Yeah.
5 ETH. So
Trevor, I also want to point out that, so with each of these, they've got little blurbs. This also serves as kind of like a little, a bulletin board of our greatest hits, where we've been. So it's a great resource for anyone that's looking for info or content if they're sharing information about the project. If you want to refresh your memory about anything that we've ever done, you can always go here, reference the roadmap, and you can find information, about all the things that we've done. So the utility of this is multifaceted, right? It's a record of where we've been, but it is also an indicator of where we are headed.
Exactly. So moving through these, we obviously started to expand our understanding and skill set in the Web3 space. We have delivered Discord holder verification and roles associated with that. And those roles will be very important moving into the future, and already have had a play in some of our initiatives like Drug Wars, where your Discord role opened up and gave you access to a little bit of content that other people didn't have. We also hired and have expanded our team since we began this crazy journey, and have. I'm disappointed that the original thumbnail got overruled, but there was originally a thumbnail of just Acrothetics mask there. Since he designs this, I thought it was quite cool that he kind of put like the team growth, or the only hire that matters so far in the drug receipts team expansion is Acrothetics. Anyway, moving on. So that was just quarter one. Can you believe it? Quarter two.
Trevor, I just want to say, and listen, I'm happy to be, overridden or vetoed here, but very soon this is going to be available for everyone to get into, dive into, and digest in their own time. I don't know if we necessarily have to go through each one. Otherwise, we will be here through the rest of the night. And also because I'm a little nervous, just in case there's anything here that hasn't been, that we're still editing or whatever. I feel like people at this rate can just like take everything as like, okay, well, this is gospel. I'm gonna give us a little bit of wiggle room to make some tweaks before it's finally live. Although I think it's pretty close to being ready.
It is very close. I had a quick look through it. I think there's one or two things that are actually missing, which we won't talk about yet. But yes, we can go through them. So the Drug Inspector was launched. As you all know, that is the first stage of what will become a significant piece of holder utility, the back end or the behind the scenes Web3 gated portion of our intellectual property. You can go in and get your stuff in there. The Senate is our connection to the community, as there's a few senators in the room. And Drug Wars, we just kind of come to the end of, which was a huge initiative that really shed a whole lot of light and was a really successful, fun thing to do.
Arcade.
Yeah,
right,
arcade.
Sorry.
Bosses. Yeah. All right. So moving through, of course, we always have local snuggle ups. Don't forget, there is a Halloween party happening here in Auckland this weekend at 114 Ponsonby Road, the Long Room. Okay. Outreach and deep partnerships is something that everybody is kind of familiar with, but we felt like it was a really important thing to include on the roadmap. And just to remind everybody that, a big part of the success of this brand and the ongoing development and growth of the brand is to do with the partnerships that we've made in what we call the Futureverse ecosystem and beyond. So it's really something that we should all be really proud of, the fact that we have that association and we built those deep relationships in those networks. It's a huge, huge thing as this space grows. Moving into, and that was just quarter 2. Moving into quarter 3, which is kind of where we're at now, we had the drugstore launch, which happened very, very recently. Arlo has talked about skeptics and sinners on this very podcast and the fallout of that.
DRX.store.
Yes, the DRX.store, where you can now purchase the Halloween Kill Team capsule drop 1. So again, Joellen loves the little ticker she's got lined up there. She's finger on the pulse. So yes, the Halloween Kill Team drop, which everybody is excited about. We're talking a lot about it because we're super excited about it. I think it's the best merch drop so far in Web3, and I'm happy to be challenged on that publicly. And you can get it now at drx.store. We have the Halloween events happening this weekend. Did I mention there's a party at Ponsonby, the Long Room, and there's also a roller boogie in Dallas this weekend. So get along to one of those events. If you're a snuggler, you get in for free and drink for free. Behind the counter. So this is where we start to get into what's coming, right? So the behind the counter is something that we are kind of working on now. And to me, this is a really big part of where we're taking the brand. So behind the counter is an extension of the original drug inspector. It is where we are building out all of the holder utility and all of the access to the various bits and pieces of infrastructure that we're building and bits and pieces of content and IP that you'll be able to leverage as a snuggler and is only available to drug receipts holders.
Trevor, behind the counter, we've seen it demonstrated a couple of times, the utility of it. As you mentioned with the drug inspector, we also used it for drug wars. Others were able to connect, go behind the counter in order to build their teams and participate in drug wars. And we're just going to keep expanding the utility of our behind the counter, basically our member content and utility.
Yeah, it's an enormous part of our roadmap. And even though there's only one more kind of entry here on this roadmap that we're publishing, there will be a lot more coming in the very near future. So keep an eye on what's going on behind the counter, because that is a huge focus for us as a team and as a brand. The next capsule drop is already in the works. It's already almost done, and we're really super excited to bring it. I will drop a little bit of alpha. Arlo's probably going to kill me, but all I'll say is that the next capsule drop is coming sooner than you think, and it is also part of the Kill Team collection. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, so I'll add to that, Trevor, that some of you may have noticed that the AR animation is not the same color as the Halloween merch. So that is alpha.
Yes. Why is the capsule collection, or why is the Kill Team animation pink? Stay tuned to find out. Yes. So there's already the next capsule drop is in the works, and the one after that. So as we've kind of suggested so far, this is our model. This is Drug Receipts roadmap. We will be delivering capsule drop after capsule drop. We hope to achieve them on a monthly basis, but we are not in complete control of them because we're often working with partners who have their own timeframes and their own, complexities and challenges that they may or may not face. But as best as we possibly can, we intend to deliver these on a regular basis to you. And as holders, you will have access to them. So you'll see quite a few. Only the ones that we have confirmed that are in the works are shared on the roadmap, but you will see more and more of them as we expand this roadmap. And then moving into 2023, it starts to look like this. Again, we already have capsules drop 4 and 5 in the works. So that is pretty exciting. So you are looking at kind of capsule drop 1, and we are already beginning work on capsule drop 5, people. So we are way out ahead, and we've got a lot of pretty super sick stuff coming your way just for being a drug snuggler.
And Trevor, that should also be an indication, right, that there is value in your tokens and having access to the drugstore. Because if you like the content that's coming out, if you like the merchandise, if you like these special drops, and from hoodies to hats, and who knows what could be in the works, what's coming up next, but your exclusive access to that kind of apparel and merchandise comes through being a token holder and having access, and especially gated access to the drugstore at drx.store. So
And
just bear in mind, right, that the value is, that the value is coming, the value keeps compounding. And Trevor, what you've just shown so far, I mean, to see it all there, like all stacked up, I mean, what we have done and accomplished for such a small team, a little project, but man, we have big ambitions and we know how to execute stuff. So that's really super snug and exciting looking at it that way.
Yeah. And don't forget, when it comes to these capsule drops, there's the digital clothing as well. There's digital apparel, digital wearables that are accompanying these drops. So it's not just your own back that's being adorned with this amazing stuff. It's going to be your metatar, your metaverse avatar, your metatar. Look at that, me creating things out of the blue. And also secondary market trade, bringing different collections and collaborations with other communities together. There's a lot going on in these capsule drops. We're going well beyond just designing clothing. We're really trying to push the envelope of what it means to be a apparel brand in a Web3 environment. So that next one, designer drugs, is another huge piece of alpha, I think, which is where we're the ability to create and monetize your own brands, sub-brands, and merchandise around the drug receipts infrastructure will come as a byproduct of being a holder. So if you are a holder of drug receipts NFTs, you will have access to the very infrastructure that we use to create and deliver these capsule drops. And that will only be available to people who hold drug receipts. And that is a huge part, even though it's only a small entry on this roadmap, it's a massive part of our long-term plan to bring value and utility to our holders. And then finishing up, we have obviously ongoing event sponsorship and participation. We've already suggested that South by Southwest is coming soon. We've got Blading Cup this weekend and more events coming down the pipeline. We intend to keep drug receipts top of mind on the global stage. Interoperability is coming. Gameplay is coming, people. The metaverse is being built, whether you like it or not, and we are right there alongside it, and we have plans to be involved in it in a significant way. And finally, more IRL gallery events, because we really see our project and our brand at the cross-section between IRL and URL, and that includes fine art. And there you have it.
Cool. Boom.
That is what we are willing to share with you so far. But as you can see from that update, there is a lot going on in this little team and in this little project. We have, as Arlo points out quite rightly, massive ambitions and massive aspirations, and we are well on track to delivering that. And we will continue to fucking work day and night, and people like Don getting no sleep while we go relentlessly into the metaverse to deliver you nothing but the best goddamn streetwear Web3 metaverse brand in the game.
Let's go. Wow. Super sick.
No,
that
was
roadmap,
easy.
Yeah, that update has been a long time coming. We've just been so busy actually developing and producing all this stuff that it was important that we took some time or made some time to actually make sure that we got that roadmap updated, because although the initial roadmap that we had up, I mean, honestly, we pretty much hit all the tiles on our original roadmap, but it was, we put it up almost as soon as we launched. And so it really lacked a lot of context, a lot of depth. And to see this thing really is, it's very satisfying, very gratifying, because as much as it is a guide for where we're headed, it also is a record of and a testament to the hard work that we put into this project.
And I just want to
see
shout
Jesse
out
getting all teary-eyed.
And I'm going to make it worse for her right now. I just want to shout out to the 6 people who have done all of this and are continuing to do this. It's fucking 6 people. That's it. 6 people and a kick-ass community is what's doing this. Not
Yeah, I've had to
30
work
goddamn
really hard. I've
employees,
had to work
not
really hard.
100 people. It's fucking 6 of us and you guys that are making this happen. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love that.
Greg, come on, what were you gonna say?
No. I was just being sarcastic. But I mean, honestly, on a real note, I didn't actually realize that you guys had a 6-person team. And I one more sarcastic comment, and then I'll be done. I promise. But
Don
I just
Jr..
need everybody to go follow Trevor at top fart.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Yeah, thank you, my friend.
Oh,
Yeah, go to my
Pineapple.
old handle
Pineapple.
and follow my old account. Yeah. Thank you for
I get
drawing
drugged
attention to
again.
my personal fuck up that's been visible the entire time.
You said it earlier. I literally screenshotted it, but I was just like, no, I have to say it. I have to say it live. I have to because it's too good. I have to. But
And
no,
I really
mean,
tried to edit it earlier. I'm like, fuck, that's the wrong thing. And I went in there and I'm trying to, where's my settings? What can I? And I can't do nothing. I can't change it. It's locked in, forever immortalized. And thank you for drawing everybody's attention to it.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. I've literally been staring at it for like
What's
an hour
your
now.
TikTok handle again?
Coming soon. It's coming soon. I
Coming
promise.
Bridge
But no, guys,
Engineer 1579 at TikTok.com.
The next time you guys make a bad decision to bring me on, I will have my TikTok handle on there. But
We live for bad decisions at Drug Receipts.
Lotus at low stakes
I-
misfortune.
honestly,
There's
much
an
respect
example
for
right there
for
of low
for
stakes
everybody on
misfortune.
your team. And it being a 6-person team, like it's pretty phenomenal. What you've all done, honestly, like all 3 of you. I mean, there's definitely other people, but honestly, like Trevor, you have the podcast voice of a god, and
It's
Jesse,
the mic. It's all the mic.
you have the lipstick of the devil, and Arlo, you have the hand of a saint, because your art's it's dope, man. So
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I only had one good comment, I guess, and all of that, but
That's all
but
we
no,
need. Old Greg, we've loved having you on, dude. It's been really fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're a legend, old Greg. Don't miss the set in our Discord. Chase this guy around all of the different Discords that he's in and out of and the live events that he's no doubt delivering. You've gotten to know him a little bit here, and you'll get to know him more as we have more and more to do with you, man. You're absolutely a snuggler to the core, and we love you.
Yeah,
And,
I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. Speaking of Discord, I've noticed that Sat Commander is posting the metal cutouts of the characters that he's made that we mentioned earlier, or we referenced earlier in the podcast. They're really cool. So if you want to see them, pop into the Discord. If you're not in there already, you can see them. As always, there's always great supplementary content going on in the Discord. So if you're not following along in Discord while you're watching the podcast, you're missing half of the entertainment. So thanks to all of you guys for tuning in. Do please join our Discord, visit our Discord if you're not in there already. Follow us on the socials. We've got 3 big Halloween events coming up this weekend. So if you have access to any of them, please, we're looking forward to seeing you. All of you should have access to Discord. So you can certainly tune in for Old Greg's DJ set. But if you're in Auckland, make it out to the Halloween party. And if you're anywhere near Texas, come see us at the Paradise Roller Boogie presented by Drug Receipts. If you're listening on a streaming service, definitely watch the YouTube stream. It will be up for your viewing pleasure. We have shown so much, shared so much on this episode. There's a lot of great visual content to see. Old Greg, Trevor, Jesse, Joellen, Dawn, Acro, everybody that makes this podcast possible. Thanks. Great work, team. And for all of you that tuned in, all of you drug snugglers, we love you. We can't wait to mingle with you guys over Halloween. And we'll see you in the Discord. Good night, everybody. We'll snug you later.
Bye, everybody. And we thought this was going to be a